In the headlines, Education Minister meets Vice Chancellors, Pro-Chancellors as efforts to resolve ASUU strike continues. Police arrest fake UN doctor at Abuja hospital. Police rescue victims of human trafficking, arrest 2 facilitators in Sokoto. And away from Nigeria, Queen asks Liz Truss to form government after meeting in Balmoral Estate in Scotland. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. And we'll begin with education, where the Minister of Education, Adamu, says federal government has done all within its power to end the prolonged strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. Adamu told him in a meeting with stakeholders that the federal government negotiating team worked with the instructions of the President Muhammadu Buhari after interministerial consultations. Musa Luka reports.
The Education Minister expressed shock over declaration of the strike indefinite by the union on August 29. Adamu, who met with Pro-Chancellors, Vice-Chancellors and other stakeholders at National University Commission (NUC), said other university unions like NASU, SANU and NAD have suspended their industrial action after previous meetings. The minister explained that the meeting with stakeholders is necessary in order to clear some misconceptions and misinformation in the public domain regarding the ongoing strike. The federal government, he said, previously made proposition of increment of salary by 23.5% for all federal university workers with 35% for the professorial cadre, but the union rejected the offer.
The package offered made centered around 4 positions agreed upon by government, and these are the incentives. That the federal government can only afford a 23.5 salary increase across the board for all categories of the workforce in all federal universities, except for the professorial cadre, which will enjoy a 35% upward review. Henceforth, allowances that pertain to ad hoc duties of the academic and non-academic staff should be paid as and when due by the governing councils of universities to which services were rendered and to the staff who performed them.
Vice-Chancellor of National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Olufemi Peters, and the Director of Press and Public Relations, Ben Gong, give insight of what transpired at the meeting.
The minister expresses anguish at the non-opening of our universities after several months of the strike. And I'm happy to confirm that we had very frank deliberations on all the issues. And I'm personally convinced, as the Chairman of Council of the National Open University of Nigeria, that the dark clouds will soon clear.
After an almost 2-hour deliberations, the meeting constituted a committee made up of 4 pro-chancellors and 5 vice-chancellors to be chaired by the minister to further look at the additional demands ASUU is making, particularly the areas where there has been no consensus.
The meeting resolved that deliberation with ASUU will continue until a lasting solution is achieved to avoid government accepting to sign agreement it will be unable to implement. Musa Luka, Trust TV News, Abuja.
An imposter, Obiako Chukwuemeka, who has been parading himself as a United Nations humanitarian medic at the National Hospital, Abuja, has been arrested and handed over to the police. A source within the Federal Capital Territory Police Command confirmed that Chukwuemeka, whose origin and age are yet unknown, has since been detained pending his arraignment. The FCT Police Commissioner, Sunday Babaji, has also said the G7 joint security operation that was being revived had received the support of sister security agencies as well as the commissioners of police in the member states, who had all agreed on the need to collectively flush out criminals. Kano State government says more than 15% of its annual budget was allocated to the health sector in 2021 and 2022. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Aminu Tsanyawa, said this in Kaduna after a workshop organized to develop the 2023 Health Sector Annual Operational Development Plan. The report.
According to the Commissioner of Health, Kano State has developed the second state health sector strategic plan from 2018 to 2022. The health sector strategic plan has clearly identified key high infant intervention that have been proven to have huge benefit in improving health indices in Kano State. He said the annual operational plan has enormous benefit not only to the sector but to the people of Kano State.
The development of one unified evidence-based annual operation plan for health sector has enormous benefit, one of which includes the continuous increase of budgetary allocation and releases to the health sector. Despite the current economic challenges, Kano State has achieved about 15% allocation to the health sector in 2021 as well as 2022.
Tsanyawa also highlighted key priority areas of 2023 annual operational plan that the Kano State government wants to achieve in order to improve healthcare delivery in the state.
The key priority areas for 2023 annual operation plan include the establishment of malnutrition treatment center as well as geriatric center, establishment of ICT center in the Ministry of Health, strengthening service delivery and quality of care in secondary and primary health facilities, implementation of phase 1 minimum service package, increased enrollment of vulnerable as well as informal sector by Kano State Contributory Health Management Agency.
The Commissioner said the Kano State government has come up with many interventions to ensure the sustainability of the operational plans, especially towards achieving universal healthcare coverage. Bella Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
On security, the Sokoto State Police Command said it has rescued a female victim from the hands of a human trafficking syndicate at Ilela border town. The Commissioner of Police said the quick intervention of the police to rescue the victim was part of the operation of the recently launched X Squad by the Sokoto Police Command. He said the victim was trapped at Ilela border town on her way to Niger Republic when she sighted police, and her trafficker asked her to go into hiding, which she complied, but later made a distress call to Sokoto Police. 2 members of the syndicate were also apprehended. The police further reiterated that concerted efforts would continue until all members of the syndicate are rounded up. The Commissioner further called on the public to continue to support security agencies in their efforts towards addressing all forms of crimes and criminality across the state. The Osun State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested a 33-year-old man, Gbenga Olamilekan. He was arrested for breaking and entering into a house at Ilesha, where he allegedly stole a television set, clothes, and other items. The public relations officer for NSCDC in the state, Kehinde Adeleke, told Trust TV's Hamid Oyegbade that the suspect confessed to the crime and that he would be charged in court.
About a case of unlawful entry, which was reported at our area command, Ilesha Area Command A, by someone in Ilesha. It was reported that someone unlawfully gained access into another person's house. Investigation revealed that this particular suspect has been working as a plumber, and he has been helping this said man to be repairing his plumbing pipes. But one day he unlawfully gained access to his house and carted away some items. Such items include 1 plasma television, some clothes, a laptop, 2 pairs of shoes, and other domestic tools. On investigation, the suspect actually confessed to have committed the crime, but I want to assure you that in no time he will be charged to court for prosecution.
At least 5 persons have been confirmed dead in a boat accident at Murtaba village of Gwaram local government area of Jigawa state. A statement by the police public relations officer in the state, DSP Lawan Shisu Adam, said 4 other persons were rescued. Adam said a locally made canoe conveying 9 passengers who were returning home capsized. The police spokesman added that the corpses had been released to relatives for burial. This is the second case of boat mishap recorded in the state within 1 week, with another recorded last Tuesday at Miga local government area, said to have claimed 2 lives. In another accident, 3 children drowned at a pond in Fuskaro, Jai ward of Kogama local government area of Jigawa state. A statement by an official of the NSCDC, CSC Adamu Shehu, said the accident occurred on Monday morning when the girls went to a nearby pond about 300 meters away from the village to wash their clothes. Nigeria's housing deficit continues to rise annually, while many cities across the country, particularly Abuja, flaunt empty, unaffordable houses. In this report, Kabir Lawal takes a look at the level of accessibility of housing in the Federal Capital Territory. His report.
Builders and other players in the built environment in Nigeria said the country housing deficit has been increasing every year due to the country's rising population. Amid the increase in housing deficit, they noted that many Nigerian cities had numerous empty buildings, though most of these buildings were located in highbrow areas. Some Abuja residents narrate their ordeal on their experience on the issue and call on the government to review the housing policy, especially in the Federal Capital Territory.
There is no political will. Number 2, there is no house policy. There is no housing policy. Number 3, they have turned it into business, and wish they are always looking at it. Okay, look at example now. Look at all the estates you see around. 80% are empty because of the money, because of the income. And you know most of the masses, they are struggling to live. Okay, at the end of the day, this estate, only money alone you are paying for the maintenance and all those soft charge. Some of them is about 300 to 400 every. I'm not talking about the rent room, the soft charge. And with that soft charge, is unable to some people to go and take.
While some people have different views on the issue, saying since Abuja is the power city of Nigeria, it will be difficult for poor man to reside.
Just like you mentioned, Federal Capital Territory, it's just like it's no longer affordable for a normal person, a common person. You see the way demolition comes now and then you know there's nothing like check and balances. You know, anybody that is able to build a particular house or something will just target anything they want, and nobody is checking that.
I'm talking based on my own experience. The small village where would they stay, where they call that Kibiu, inside the Jabi here. The village itself is self-contained, bros. No be everybody feel pay. A self-contained for that Kibiu is like some are paying 200, some are paying 200 plus, some are paying 180.
According to statistics, a non-political, transitional and an intergovernmental organization, International Human Rights Commission, had decreed the growing number of homeless people in Nigeria and put the country's housing deficit currently at 28 million. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up after the break. Fish farmers in Kebbi decry low patronage. Do stay.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
If you're just joining us, you're watching News Update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of some of our top stories. We told you that Education Minister meets Vice Chancellors, Pro-Chancellors as efforts to resolve ASUU strike continues. We also told you that police arrest fake UN doctor in Abuja hospital. Moving to more stories, the Zamfara State High Court has given 2 days to the State Commissioner for Agriculture and Natural Resources to produce 58 tractors or face a contempt of court charge against him. The State High Court gave the order while delivering a ruling on the Madamu application filed by one Kabiru Dumburu to compel Justice Mukhtar of the State High Court 3 to sign the application for the sale of the properties. The report.
The presiding judge of the High Court 2, Justice Bello Shinkafi, granted the application compelling Justice Mukhtar of the High Court 3 to sign forthwith the order to allow for the sales of the movable properties attached to satisfied debts. Counsel to the complaint said while the case was pending in court, his client was reliably informed that the 58 tractors kept at the State Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources have been moved away from the ministry by the serving commissioner and other persons, an allegation which the respondent did not deny. The counsel explained that his client had supplied 1,500 motorcycles to Zamfara state government 12 years ago, but the state government is yet to pay his client.
There are properties, 58 numbers of tractors which were attached, kept at the Ministry of Agri and Natural Resources. Reliably, we were informed that under the serving commissioner with other persons, they went and moved away this property, consequent upon which we also informed the court. And the respondent did not deny that they indeed admitted that they moved this property. So the court, in his wisdom, also gave an order that within 2 days from today, that the Honorable Commissioner for Ministry of Agri should, as a matter of urgency, bring those 58 tractors that have since been attached by the order of this court.
Counsel to the respondents declined to comment on the outcome of the State High Court's 2 ruling on the application compelling Justice Mukhtar to sign the application for the sales of the vehicles attached to satisfy the debt. The Zamfara State High Court 3 had delivered a judgment in 2009 ordering the state government to pay the debt of 211 million naira to one Kabiru Dumburu, which the window given to the respondents to appeal the judgment had expired.
The suit filed at the Upper Sharia Court 1 by the Zamfara State government against the dethroned Emir of Dansadao Emirate in Maru local government area over alleged complicity in banditry activities in the troubled area has again suffered a setback as the prosecutors are unable to present witnesses and evidence for the 7th consecutive time. The prosecutors were expected to come forward with their evidence and witnesses to give testimonies, but claimed that the only witness that agreed to come disappeared before court sitting. The report.
The prosecutors asked the court to issue an order to compel the witness who received the summons to testify against the dethroned Emir of Dansadao Emirate to come on the 23rd of September, which the case has been adjourned to. The presiding judge, Hadi Sani, after listening to the arguments of both counsels on the matter, issued a court order to compel the witness to appear in court on the adjourned date for the continuation of the hearing. One of the prosecutors, Barrister Ibrahim Umar, cited insecurity in the Dansadao area as one of the reasons causing the delay in presenting the 5 witnesses to give testimonies in court on the allegations against the dethroned Emir over his complicity in banditry activities in the state. He said 2 of the witnesses are living in Gusau Metropolis who are expected to be served with the summons to appear in court this Monday to testify, but only one was served who came to the court and later disappeared.
We are all aware that Zamfara State is critical insecurity prevailing all over the area, particularly this area where the Tron area was camped. Dansadao, it is privileged information. It is notorious fact that it is not easy for somebody to convey himself to Dansadao this much. insecurity is overwhelming over there. We have to apply tactics in inviting our witnesses.
Counsel to the dethroned Emir of Dansado, Barrister Bello Kotorkoshi, argued that this is the 7th court sitting where the police and the Office of the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice failed to open the case and present witnesses. Therefore, he asked the court to discharge his client and dismiss the suit.
The case was adjourned to this date for continuation of presentation of evidence and facts. The last date, the State Counsel or the representative of the Attorney General took a date that they will present their witnesses today. And they issued a summon, witness summon to the witnesses. And so you can see what happened in the court. Still, as usual, the witnesses were nowhere to be found.
It will be recalled that the Zamfara state government had last year suspended the Emir of Dansado, Hussein Umar, and that of Zurmi, now late Abubakar Atiku, over connivance with the terrorists troubling the state. The dethroned emirs were detained for about 11 months at the government house, Gusau. It thereafter, in April 2022, instituted a suit against the two emirs in court to prosecute them over aiding and abetting banditry activities in the state.
Fish sellers in Yauri, Kebbi State say patronage in the business is declining, making life difficult for them. Hamza Galadima reports that owing to fish activities, fish is cheap in the town, attracting buyers from far and near.
Yauri is an ancient fortress that lies at the bank of the river Niger and has an interesting history and cultural background, which includes trade, commerce, and marine resources. The town, according to historians, was a main trade route from the colonial time, and the people of the area are mainly farmers and fishermen. Over the years, Yauri has been a major fish market that supplies marine resources to all parts of Nigeria and even some parts of Africa. According to Alhaji Hassan, the chairman of the Yauri Fish Market Traders Association Yauri, Yauri still plays a vital role in supplying fish resources where traders from Benin, Mali, and Togo, as well as Ghana, visit to buy fish and other marine-related resources.
Ƙasar Yauri ga kihi sai mu ce da Najeriya gaba ɗaya nan wanda kihin Yauri.
Yauri is blessed with fish and people from far and near come to purchase fish here. During the fish market day, it attracts people from Kaduna, Lagos, Odisha, and other parts of the country. Yauri have been known for this trademark since inception.
But lately, according to Malam Hassan, because of the reduction in the resources and global warming, marine resources has been on the decline, and only a few of the traders visit the town to trade in fish and other marine resources. A visit to the fish market in Yauri by Trust TV News revealed that the market has been grossly neglected, which also contributed to the decline of the fish trading activities. Malam Hassan said, although the Kebbi State government provided a modern cold room for the storage of fish, activities at the market has been on the low level, with mainly local traders coming to trade, while traders from other African countries have diverted their trades to other places like Mali and Ghana. Presently, the market is a shadow of itself, with only a handful of traders curing their catches in preparations for the next market day. Hamza Galadima Zuru, Trust TV News from Birnin Kebbi.
On the international scene, Liz Truss has become Britain's next Prime Minister after meeting with Queen Elizabeth II, who asked her to form a new government. Truss, 47, took office on Tuesday in the carefully choreographed ceremony with the monarch, a day after the ruling Conservative Party announced that Truss was elected as its leader. Her predecessor, Boris Johnson, formally stepped down during his own audience with the Queen at her Balmoral estate in Scotland. Speaking to Conservative Party members on Monday, Truss, who offered few specifics on her policies, promised to deliver on the economy, the energy crisis, and the overstretched healthcare system. And finally, in sports, at least 1,500 athletes and officials are expected to participate in the 12th Nigerian Navy Games scheduled to take place between 8th and 13th September 2022 in Lagos. Addressing journalists, the Chief of Administration, Navy Headquarters, Rear Admiral Jason Gbassa, said sports and physical training have always been a bedrock of the Nigerian Navy's daily mental and physical routine. Rear Admiral Gbassa, who represented the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Zubairu Gambo, said a new Nigerian Navy sports complex will be commissioned during the competition in Navy Town, Ojo.
And physical training have always been a bedrock of the Nigerian Navy's daily routine, daily mental and physical routine for service of personnel ashore and at sea. It is for this reason and the benefits derivable from participation in sports that the Nigerian Navy pays particular attention to daily routine and programmed periodic sports engagements like the Nigerian Navy Games. The organization of sports meets such as the Nigerian Navy Games also avails the opportunity to identify and develop talents that will proudly represent our dear nation in international competitions in the future.
With this, we've come to the end of News Update on Trust TV. For more news, connect with us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.